I can't be hypnotized. Now, this is an interesting thing that I've had people tell me before, and it's kind of funny. Not quite as funny though as how when I just typed hypnotized on the title of this, there's now a hypnotized emoji, so I'll be sure to be using that a whole lot more. But I want to have a bit of fun with this tonight. I'm going to tell you some serious stuff, but I want to have a bit of fun because I like using humor in my work, and I think people are more engaged and have more fun when they're learning and changing and doing things and having a good time. So you may get some of my bad jokes. And speaking of bad jokes, I have a great joke about if anyone asks you to if hypnosis will make you cluck like a chicken, and I'll tell you that later. But let's get back to this. I can't be hypnotized and other myths. Now, hypnosis has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, and in fact it goes back, there's papyrus scrolls and stone tablets have been found, from ancient Egypt and ancient Greece, talking about sleeping temples, and where people would go into these sleeping temples and they would listen to the high priest or the high priestess, and they would get messages. They'd be very relaxed in this room. They'd get messages that go straight to their unconscious mind, and they would experience healing of their body. So it's been around for years and years and years, and this mind-body connection is still as relevant today as it ever was throughout history. And funnily enough, hypnosis has had a very on and off relationship with the medical association. I can't imagine why. I'll leave that to your imagination. However, these days it's becoming very, very more relevant again as people are becoming aware of the importance of being able to use your mind for purposes of healing your body and creating positive change and generally living a good lifestyle. So now often what people think about hypnosis is that it's some strange magical state, that someone who is a hypnotist has some kind of power over you and they're going to control your mind and all this kind of stuff. And I'm here to tell you that's all a big load of BS, basically. So hypnosis is a very natural state that people are in all of the time, okay? So if we look at your brain waves, it's essentially hypnosis is just slowing down your brain waves slightly so you can get in a relaxed state, and you can bypass your critical thinking logical mind and accept suggestions at your unconscious mind level, which is where all learning, behavior and change happens. And so this is so useful in so many places. Now, when someone says to me I can't be hypnotized, I always have to ask them, okay, great, tell me about that. What was your experience? And I can guarantee you the experience that this person had included working with someone who didn't really talk to them about what hypnosis was, didn't talk to them about what to expect, didn't build any rapport with them, had them in some uncomfortable, horrible chair, and a whole bunch of stuff that really does not set up for someone to be relaxed and comfortable to basically put themselves into hypnosis, because all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So what we're wanting to do now, I can tell you this though, this is another interesting fact, is that so much so is hypnosis very natural that people go into hypnosis all the time. And examples I can give you of this is watching TV. Have you ever tried to talk to someone who's watching TV? They're in a trance, they're in TV trance, they're just fixated on the TV, they're not listening to anything else going on around them, and they're in TV trance. And this is why advertising is so effective on TVs and product placement in movies, because they know that people are in a trance, okay? So when you watch all of this stuff on TV, especially movies and fiction and those kinds of things, your mind has to bypass the critical faculty for you to enjoy what you're watching. And if you're doing that, well, then they can give you suggestions about what other stuff you should buy and believe and everything else that goes straight into your unconscious mind. So switch off the TV, or be very selective about what you watch. And so there's a lot of these fallacies, okay? Now, the fact is, when you're in hypnosis, and my students will tell you this, that hypnosis is a beautiful, relaxing state. And in fact, you know, I find when I do 3-day hypnosis training that people, because they go in and out of trance so often, they get really good at going into trance, and then people are like, oh, I didn't want to come back. It was so relaxing. It was so nice. They enjoy being in trance so much. And what we're doing in hypnosis is we're integrating our conscious and unconscious mind, because where we have so many issues is where our logical mind is at difference to our unconscious mind. Okay, and so this is why if you ever decide you want to do something, like you want to stop smoking, you want to lose weight, you want to make more money, whatever that might be, you think about that logically, but it doesn't happen. And the reason why it doesn't happen is because your unconscious mind isn't on board with that. So with hypnosis, you can communicate with your unconscious mind and create those changes at the unconscious level. So this is super important. And like, honestly, I believe everybody should know how to utilize hypnosis and do self-hypnosis and get this understanding of how the mind works, because it's such a powerful, powerful tool that you better use throughout your life. So an example of just how I use hypnosis in my everyday life is that I've got a tattoo. I got a tattoo when I was 18 because I thought it was going to be really cool. And then for about the last, 20 odd years, I've been covering it up because I thought it was really terrible. But so I finally thought I'm going to get this lasered off. Now, you might not know, but lasering off a tattoo is probably worse than getting the tattoo in the first place. There's a lot of pain involved. You have to go a lot of times. It takes like, a year or two for the ink to finally disperse. So when I go to get laser tattoo removal, I get myself into a state of trance and I numb out the area where I'm having laser tattoo removal. And so in doing this, I don't feel pain and I don't get any blistering or swelling or any of the other horrible side effects that sometimes people get from laser tattoo removal. So I've got this connection with my unconscious mind that allows me to control what's happening in my body. So that's really fantastic. Now, my students are using hypnosis in all kinds of amazing ways as well. So I've had, one of my students, she's got about a 98%, I think it is, success rate with helping people stop smoking using hypnosis, okay? Because you're making the change of the behavior at the unconscious level. It's super effective. I've had my students help people with their golf swing and their golf game using hypnosis, because so much of golf is a mental game, so you can enhance performance using hypnosis. I've had students help people lose weight, like 15 kilos in 3 months or something like that. So there's so many different positive examples that come out of people using hypnosis. And once we develop that sort of integration and that communication with our unconscious mind, it's so much easier for us to create the change that we want, because we've got that communication going and we can become very aware of ourselves. So, this is when you can start becoming aware of what's going on in your body, which can be to do with emotional issues. It can be to do with health, all of those kinds of things. Okay, so I can be very tuned in with my body about how my wellness. I know if my health is struggling, it's got to do with me probably being stressed and not looking after myself as well. So I can be tuned into that and make adjustments to correct that and get myself healthy again. Okay, so there's so many ways that you can use hypnosis. Now, this is really powerful. A lot of the people, my students that come through are like PTs. So a lot of personal trainers come through and learn hypnosis. So it's super powerful to help people enhance their performance and become motivated about their exercise programs, controlling their eating, stopping from overeating. Like I said, you can help people stop smoking, relaxation as well, because there's so many conditions that are related to stress and as well as like gaining weight and pretty much so many other sort of illnesses as well, pain and everything. So relaxation you can do really rapidly using hypnosis. I've got massage therapists using hypnosis. I've got health coaches using hypnosis, naturopaths using hypnosis, and they're finding that their clients get such better results when they're able to address the things that are happening at the unconscious level. So look, I highly recommend you to, if you want to start doing some work on your unconscious mind and understanding how your mind works, is to learn hypnosis. It is something that you'll use for your personal life. There'll be stuff in there that you can use to help with your kids. There'll be stuff in there that you can help with your clients. And it is such a massively important part of understanding your mind and your body and that connection and keeping yourself well and healthy and on the right track. So now, I did tell you that there was going to be a joke about hypnosis, and if anyone ever asks you, will you make me cluck like a chicken? Now, I would like to tell you this, but you need to be a hypnotist to understand this joke. So if you want to find out what is the punchline of this joke, you're gonna have to hit me up about coming to hypnosis training, and there will be very many other good laughs as well. So the next hypno training is coming up in August. So reach out to me and find out about that. It's an amazing training. My students love it, they rave about it, and it's really made a big difference to a lot of my guys' businesses, and how they've launched off and got more clients booked in, and really created some change. So that's it, hypnosis. Hit me up if you want to know more about it. Have a great night.